Well, I'm back at it again, guys, trying to spend the millions I've earned in over 5.5 years of playing GTA 5. Now, if you didn't catch the first episode, you have missed out on me spending over $160 million on all the clothing and the latest DLC vehicles. I'll leave a link to that video at the end and also in the description down below so you can go back and catch up. But where do I go from here? I have at this time over $883 million left to spend, and I have had a few suggestions on how to spend the rest of the cash, and we are going to continue today with those suggestions. So to start things off, let's take a look at what we have on this computer and upgrade the CEO businesses. Unfortunately, as you can see, I do already have 5 large CEO warehouses, so I can't upgrade them, but I do have a vehicle warehouse that can be upgraded. Like most players, I have the vehicle warehouse in La Mesa, which is one of the cheapest in the game, but probably one of the best locations to have with it being so close to the highway. So let's see what other locations are available and buy the most expensive. Taking a look at the locations, we can see that the Murrieta Heights warehouse is the most expensive, coming in at $2.85 million, so that'll be the one we upgrade to today. Crap, I think I've got a few cars left in there, so I'll need to get rid of them first before buying the new locations. So let's head on over to the warehouse and empty it before upgrading it. Now, I'm not going to actually sell these, I'm actually just going to blow them up. And some of you might be asking, why not just sell them to make some more money? But I say that kind of defeats the purpose of trying to get rid of all my money. I don't really want to earn more just to be able to spend it. I think I will struggle to spend all the money I have as it is, so I don't really want to earn more right now. We will just start the sell mission and quite simply use a well-placed C4 and blow up each car. Now, I will speed this up a little bit as there was a 5-minute cooldown between each sale. And there we have it, all 7 cars destroyed, so we can now get back to the office and change that warehouse to the most expensive location. Okay, let's jump in, and it was the Murrieta Heights warehouse, and oh, now that's good for us. It's actually costing more than the listed price, so we'll go for that one, costing $3.145 million. Oh, I forgot we got a discount for trading in the old property, but nevertheless, there we have it, a nice new expensive vehicle warehouse that's going to sit empty for a long time. Okay, now what else can we upgrade? I know, let's head over to the clubhouse and upgrade all the biker business locations, as I do still have them at the cheaper Sandy Shore areas for, I think they're all round about the Sandy Shore area in fact, so let's jump in and see where we're at. Now, as you can see, as I said, I currently own all the cheaper, not the cheapest, but all the cheaper locations. But we'll zoom through these 5 and upgrade them to their most expensive locations in the city. Oh, that's no so good, that's not costing as much as I thought, especially with that trade-in price. Not to worry. We'll head over to each of those businesses later in the video and fully upgrade them all, because I'm sure that it'll cost a few million for each of them for the business upgrades, equipment upgrades, security and all that sort of stuff. There we have it, overall spend to change locations for those 5 businesses though was only $3.2 million. Not great, but every penny counts I suppose. Okay, moving on, let's see what else I can upgrade just now. And some of you may have noticed my CEO office wasn't in the most expensive Maze Bank location. So let's jump into Dynasty 8 and change the CEO offices. So we have the 4 million for the Maze Bank location, and then we can also add in the most expensive upgrades, as well, which comes in at a very respectable $6.5 million. But again, we do get money back on our old office, so total spend on the office itself is $5.3 million. A good investment, I'd say. Oh, nice, I forgot all about the garage upgrade, so we'll go for the most expensive upgrades where possible for all floors, and the custom auto shop, which brings the total for the garage upgrades to $3 million. That's nice. Okay, what's next on the upgrade list? Let's jump into, I think, Mace Bank foreclosures and see what we can do there. Right, first up we have the bunkers, and I do currently own the Chumash bunker. However, the most expensive location I believe is the farmhouse location. So let's go ahead and buy that one for just under $3.8 million. Of course, we will have a trade-in price, so the actual cost to change location is unfortunately only $1.5 million GTA dollars. But again, we'll head over there later and buy all the upgrades available for that one as well. Next up, we have the hangar, and as you can see, I do already own a hangar in the military base. However, it's not the most expensive one. Let's buy that hangar for $5.5 million, and of course with the trade-in that comes down to $3.6 million, and at least I didn't get as much money back for the trade-in that time. But we'll just head up here to the new hangar, double check everything get transferred over, make sure I haven't lost any planes, and nope, everything looks to be all in order. So next up, back into foreclosures, and we have the facilities. Again, I don't own the most expensive location, that is the second most, but we'll go ahead and buy the Land Act Reservoir location for a tidy little sum of $3.9 million after the trade-in has been deducted. And so moving on, next up we'll jump back into Maze Bank foreclosures, and unfortunately the nightclubs are on half price this week. I did record this a couple of weeks ago, so at the time they were on half price, so I'm not going to upgrade this location just yet. Next up we have the arcade, and honestly I'm a little sad at having to upgrade this location as I think it's better than this one, but this one is the most expensive, so let's go ahead and buy it along with all the most expensive upgrades. So the arcade cost me $2.3 million in total after the trade-in price. Moving on, and next up we have the auto shops. Now, despite this location being the most expensive one, once you've added all the upgrades to it, coming in at over $4 million, you can see that we do get a great trade-in price. So overall, this one was a little bit disappointing and only costing me $1.3 million to change that location. Next up we have the salvage yard, and once again I am sorry to change locations here as I do prefer this Murrieta Heights location, but the Rogers scrapyard is unfortunately the most expensive, and again after trade-in it is costing me $3.7 million. Now we do still have the bail office and of course the agency, but as you can see I do already own the most expensive locations for those two businesses, so I won't be changing them over today. So in total, just to change locations for those 10 businesses has cost me just over $30 million. Nowhere near as much as I thought it was going to cost, but as I said earlier, we will head over to each of those businesses and upgrade them further where we can with staff, security and equipment. But where do we go from here? Now, apart from buying cars I don't already own, which is really quite impractical as I do only have a few garage spaces left, what else is there that I can spend my cash on?
How can I help you?
Well, how many of you out there own all the Pegasus vehicles? I bet most of you own at least a taxi or maybe the Insurgent pickup. As you can see, I do own a few Pegasus vehicles, but I do not own them all. And there is quite a few of them that you can own. and as they don't take up any garage spaces, I can buy them all without worrying about where to put them. So starting over here in Warstock Cash and Carry, we can zoom down to the first Pegasus vehicle that I do not own, and that is the fire truck. As you can see, it doesn't say this with all of them, but most of them will let you know that it is a Pegasus vehicle and will not be stored in your own personal garage. And I'll let you know just now, there are a total of 56 different vehicles that I purchase here. So let me know in the comments down below how many of these vehicles you do in fact own. Now from Warstock itself, I do already own the Buzzard, the Laser, the Hydra and the Cargo Bob, the normal one, which I've already put into my hangar, but I can also call them out as Pegasus vehicles, so that's why I haven't purchased them here. But as you can see, we've just spent 1 million on the dump as the final Warstock vehicle. We then move on to Dock Tees, where I do own a couple of the vehicles. I did buy the Longfin and the Kurtz patrol boat when the Cayo Perico DLC dropped. Moving on again to Southern San Andreas Super Autos, you can see that we've got the Stretch Limo, the Festival Bus and the MTL Dune. Moving on once again though, we head into Elitist Travel for starting off with the blimp. Can't believe I've actually bought a blimp. We're then going to go through all the helicopters, including the Swift Deluxe for over $5 million, before moving on to the airplanes. And of course, that most expensive vehicle in the game, the Luxor Deluxe, for 10 million GTA dollars. What a complete and utter waste of money that is. But it gets us closer to being broke, doesn't it? But here we are coming up to the last few aeroplanes that we need to purchase, with the Bombushka and the Velum. And with that one purchased, we have just spent over $64 million on the Pegasus vehicles. That has put a good dent in the money that we do have left to spend. However, there was one further vehicle that I did want to buy. As I was going through Warstock, I realised I've never actually purchased a Mark 1 oppressor. So we'll get that one bought. We'll throw it into my agency garage. I think we've got spaces in there. And we'll head over and, oh my god, all these notifications coming through. We'll head over to the agency and get this Mark 1 upgraded. And those notifications finally ended and we made it all the way down to the agency, and just like that we'll nip in and back out the garage with the oppressor upgraded, and in total that cost me $2.66 million to fully upgrade the Mark 1. And as you can see, I've got 786 million left, and that means we've spent just over 97 million GTA dollars so far in this episode. But like I said earlier, we do have a few more things we can upgrade with those new businesses, which should see us spending well over 100 million GTA dollars in this episode. The 5 biker businesses that you can see me upgrading with the new equipment, the staff upgrade and the security upgrades for all 5 businesses cost me just a touch over 8 million GTA dollars. The bunker cost me just over 2 million in upgrades, and the final one that we could upgrade was the arcade. Now as you'll see, I did already own quite a number of the arcade machines, but there was still a few that I hadn't purchased. By the time I had bought all of them, that cost me just over another $2 million. So in total, including upgrade price to the new locations, I spent just over 42 million GTA dollars on all the businesses and the upgrades for them all. So in total, after I'd completed every single purchase for this episode, we have spent a total of 109,741,783 GTA dollars. Still got a long way to go though.
Good to see you, boss.
We are left with just under 774 million GTA dollars left to spend. I do have one further suggestion that I'm going to work on for the next episode, But certainly do leave me some suggestions down below if you can think of anything else that I can spend this money on, because I am beginning to struggle here. We've got a long way to go. We've got over 770 million GTA dollars left to spend, so give me all your ideas in the comments down below. But there you have it guys, that is it from me for today. If you did enjoy the video, do leave a like, and if you are new here, why not consider subscribing. Thanks again for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.